Hello students, in the previous video on basics of Java, I gave an introduction on Java. In this video, I am going to discuss the various elements which are related to Java programming. Tokens. A token is the smallest element of a program that is meaningful to the compiler. It is basically the smallest unit of a program. Now, what are the different tokens in Java? Keywords, identifiers, operators, separators, punctuators. Keywords are the reserved words. That means these words you can't use in variables, methods or classes or any other identifiers. Examples are like int, float, class, void, main. Remember, Java is a case-sensitive language, so you have to be careful about the uppercase and the lowercase. Identifiers are the names of the variables, methods, classes, packages, interfaces. An example of an identifier, like if I write int a equal to 2, a is the name of the variable over here and the value of 2 is stored in a. Operators. Arithmetic operators, relational operators, bitwise operators, logical operators and assignment operators. The arithmetic operators are the usual mathematical operators that you have. In addition, you have the increment, the addition assignment, subtraction assignment, multiplication assignment, division assignment, modulus assignment and decrement operators. In the relational operators, you have greater than equal to, less than equal to, double equal to, which is usually used to compare two values, and not equal to. Bitwise operators are mostly the bitwise AND, bitwise OR, bitwise exclusive OR, bitwise complement, bitwise shift left, bitwise shift right, then bitwise right zero fill. Bitwise shift right zero fill. Logical operators, you have AND or NOT. In AND logical operator, both the expression must be true for the overall expression to be true. In OR, either one of this needs to be true for the overall expression to be true. It does not matter which one is true. Not, it is the reverse of what you are writing. That is, if the operator, suppose you are writing not false, that means it is true. Assignment operators, it's an important operator in Java. Here you are assigning a value x equal to 5. That means 5 is being assigned to x. In this particular operator, you have x plus equal to y. This means that x is equal to x plus 5. Now, suppose I assign a value of 5 and assign a value of 10 to y. So, x is 5 and y is 10. So, if I add them both, then I get the value of x on the left hand side as 15. So, the value of x on this right hand side, this value of x is now changed on the left hand side. So, the new value of x is now 15 by addition of 5 and 10. Similarly, we have the subtract and assignment operator, that is x equal to x minus y, and we have this x equal to x into y, and we have x equal to x divided by y and x equal to x percent y. Precedence of operators, it determines the order in which the operators in an expression are evaluated. Which operator will be evaluated first and which will be evaluated later. So this is basically the chart which shows you the precedence of operator, and you can see apart from the usual mathematical operators, we have some additional operators in Java like postfix increment and decrement, we have prefix increment and decrement, then we have the multiplicative operators, additive, shift, relational, equality, bitwise AND, bitwise exclusive OR, bitwise inclusive OR, logical AND, logical OR, ternary assignment. So if in an expression you have these operators, you have to remember that which operators are evaluated first and which are evaluated later according to this chart. Ternary operator is actually, it is a part of Java's conditional statements. It is denoted by a question mark and it involves 3 operands. An example to this is shown over here, like number equal to an expression is given, question mark, expression is true or expression is false. Now what do I mean by this? If I simply write it with an if-else statement, if there is an expression over here, if this expression is true, then this portion of this statement will be executed. If this expression over here is false, then this statement will be executed. You can write any statement over here. You can write a print statement, system.out.println. You can just write a print statement and print. But if this expression is true, if it is correct, then it will print this portion or execute this statement, and if it is false, it will execute this portion. It is similarly if you want to write this if else, if you write an expression over here, you put a statement over here as it is given number equal to 10, or else part is the number equal to minus 10. You can even write a print statement over here also. Instead of writing number equal to minus 10 or number equal to 10, you can just write a print statement. The new keyword is a very important Java operator, and it creates the object, and it is also known as instantiating a class. Now here I just give you a short introduction to class and object in Java. Whenever we are writing a Java program, we have to create a class. Now class in Java does not have any existence unless and until you create an object to that class. When you create an object to the class, you are assigning a memory space to the class. And how do you create the object to the class? By the use of this new operator. So the new operator is actually not only creating the object to that particular class, it is also basically it is creating a memory space. It is giving a memory space to that particular class. So here point is the class name. Please note that the first letter of the class name is in capital, and this is the object 1. This is the object. This is equal to new. We use the new operator and we write again point, this is the class. Now you can ignore what is written within the bracket just now, because this is basically the constructor, and when we do constructor you will know actually what it is. Next we come to another important part of Java, that is the data types. It defines the values that a variable can take. This is very important, and here in this chart you can find what the different types of data types in Java. Two most important are primitive and non-primitive. And the primitive data types we can divide again into Boolean and numeric, and you find this numeric again these are divided under character and integral. Integral is again divided into integer and floating point, and then we have the Boolean character, byte, short, int, long, float, double. So all these are the 8 primitive data types of Java. Boolean 1, 2 character, byte 3, 4 is short, int is 5, long is 6, float is 7, double is 8. Very important, and you need to remember these 8 primitive data types. And the non-primitive data types are string, array, etc. So these 8 primitive data types are given over here. You need to know the name, and as I already told you, Java is a case sensitive language. See, these are all the keywords, and whenever you are writing the data type, you have to follow the case in which they are written. This chart basically gives you the size in bytes occupied by the data types and the range or the span of the values they cover, like byte cover from -128 to 127. So if it is beyond 127, then it has to come to the next data type. And the default values are given over here also. Please note, in float the default value is 0.0, and to differentiate it from double, it is 0.0f and 0.0d. Double is 0.0d and float is 0.0f, and the default value of character is this, and the Boolean default value is false. And the non-primitive data types, they are also known as reference data types, and I have already given you the examples of non-primitive data types like strings, arrays, classes, interfaces.